Tactics School is a 9-month training course, which is probably the longest, one of the longest in the country, definitely the longest in this department. 10 weeks of that training is dedicated to heavy weapons and tactics training. When incidents like this happen, and it's called an accident for a reason, correct? It's called an accidental discharge. The sergeant at the time was trying to clear an area, an unknown location that was dark. So he made the decision to transition his firearm from his dominant hand to his non-dominant hand so he could better try to gain access to the office. With that, he unintentionally pulled the trigger of his weapon and discharged the firearm. Moving forward, we will obviously counsel the officer and send him to retraining and reevaluate him, and we'll take it from there. He's a very experienced officer in the unit. He's been a sergeant in the unit now for almost 8 years with an impeccable record.
But do we know how this in the training that we covered for you all, usually the number one thing is to never let your finger get to the trigger.
Right.
Well, how that clicked.
Well, sir, under the conditions, I mean, it's a high-level stress situation. When he transitioned to his left hand, he accidentally pulled the trigger. That's the best. I can't tell you I could get into the sergeant's mind, so.
All right, this should be our last question. Kelly, New York One.
Carlos, hold on a second. Carlos, who are you calling on for your question?
Kelly, New York One.
Yes, I wanted to ask you, you said it wasn't your decision about releasing the information about the accidental discharge. Who made that decision? And I'm just wondering, if it happens regularly, why not then talk about it at the previous press conference? And then I just have a clarification question. Is it every officer that's going to clear these encampments once you guys are asked to go in, going in with that type of weapon, with the flashlight firearm? Is this something that you guys are reviewing to not use them when you're clearing these other encampments?
I'll work backwards. I think the chief said that this is standard for his ESU teams and his special operations people. It is not standard for our patrol people. So, no, many of the patrol people you saw going in who weren't making the breach of the building, their firearms are not equipped with this flashlight. And then the other question was...
On the decision, whose decision was it to not bring this topic up?
Well, it's a joint decision, and it's one in which it's been like that for many years here. I don't recall many requests other than the newsworthiness of it is not the only thing that the police department has to think about. All right, this is an accidental discharge. This is the first time I'm being asked about an accidental discharge probably in years. I was in DCPI for 4 years prior to this as a lieutenant. I don't recall anybody here asking me about an accidental discharge. So just because it happens at a place where we're doing an operation where now it's at a place where we consider newsworthy, now we care. But accidental discharges happen every single year, and we average about 8 a year, and we don't get requests on them. So that policy has been pretty standard, and if you do ask about it, we'll talk about it like we're doing right now.
Just say the type of gun
Yeah,
it was.
we good? Okay. Sounds good. All right, thank you.
Safety on the gun?
You can follow up. Send any questions. If you want to follow up, send any questions.
Was the mayor aware of this also, in addition to the police commissioner?
Okay.
And so he also decided that it wasn't newsworthy before today?
The police department is. Why are you bringing up the name? It's a police department.
Because the mayor was here.
He's made a lot of comments about this raid the public, so we're doing what we do.
I'm sorry. It's the we have police commissioner. We received a letter requiring assistance. And in an emergency, the mayor wouldn't make that decision. If there was an emergency, you didn't call the mayor because somebody spoke. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. What makes this line of questioning exacerbate? What makes this line of questioning so exacerbate the issue? As we've gone through the press conference, there's been a sense that we're asking things that are not necessarily of news value.
So that's how you feel.
But it seems like this is not a newsworthy story. An accidental discharge is not particularly newsworthy.
I don't know if it's newsworthy or not. We have 8 of them we're average around 8 a year, every year, and I know we don't get asked a lot. So you have to answer that question. I would answer those questions if you were asked.
Thank you for that.
It was not one of these long guns that they were only carrying their 9mm
Block 9 minutes.
Thank
They're
you.
only carrying handguns inside these operations. No, right.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone.